In September 2014, a concerning incident unfolded during a police accountability march in Lynn, Massachusetts, shedding light on officers allegedly breaking the law while being captured on camera. The incident was documented by Ms. Bay, the founder of the Bay State Examiner, an independent media source focused on police interactions and accountability. While attending the march, Ms. Bay noticed an undercover police officer trailing the protest in an unmarked vehicle. Seeking accountability, she approached the officer to request his name and badge number. In a startling turn of events, the officer reportedly hit her with his vehicle.
Howdy. Sorry to bother again. Oh,
Can
hey.
I have your IDs?
You
guys fine, right? Both of your IDs. Pardon me? I need both your IDs.
What's the lawful reason for the request?
Because you're on private property.
I'm on private property and you get to see my...
In the back lot. You were on private property. You asked me, you took your time. I need your IDs. IDs?
Can I have yours?
I don't have one on me.
Oh, alright.
Well, go to the chief.
We are.
Sure.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Can we speak to the chief? This officer has invited us to speak with him.
This incident prompted Ms. Bay to take matters into her own hands. Days later, Ms. Bay ventured to the Lynn police station's back lot in pursuit of evidence regarding the vehicle that had allegedly struck her. Her efforts were met with resistance from an unidentified officer who swiftly expelled her from the premises. Undeterred, she entered the police department building to file a formal complaint about the incident and to seek officer identifications. The encounter within the police station would go on to raise a myriad of legal and ethical concerns. The situation escalated when the officers on duty refused to identify themselves and labeled Ms. Bay's presence as trespassing on private property. Massachusetts law, however, stipulates that police officers are required to carry identification cards and display them upon a lawful request. This refusal constituted a violation of this legal obligation.
You're welcome
What
to come
sense?
back there and take a look after.
Okay. Oh, after? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Alright.
But we need your IDs now.
I'm not interested in showing that at this time.
No?
I'm not. Yeah.
Alright, so you guys are refusing? Alright, then we'll just leave.
There you can go.
Do we want to check the...
Yeah, I was gonna say, you've invited us to speak with the
Chief's
chief.
a busy guy.
Oh.
You just suggested we talk to the chief.
Well,
I don't know if he's
Yeah, but I guess
available.
apparently he's not...
I'm sorry,
He
what's...
just told you to do that, right?
No, you told us to talk to the chief.
Yeah, and you came around here and he's not coming down here.
Oh, right.
So maybe you should call him
Call
and
the
make an appointment with him.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. We can do that.
And may I have both of your names and ID
So
cards?
it's badge 88.
Badge 88.
Badge 88?
Yep.
The officers ordered Ms. Bay to vacate the premises, accusing her of creating a disturbance and trespassing. In response, she asserted her right to continue recording for news-gathering purposes. A crucial distinction emerged. While Massachusetts acknowledges the right to record police, this right is not absolute and must adhere to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions that safeguard officer safety, informants, and victims. The incident also underscored the nuanced relationship between the First Amendment and trespassing laws. While Ms. Bay's intent to file a complaint justified her presence to some extent, officers claimed she was trespassing and sought to remove her from the building. Legal precedents highlighted the complexity of these issues, including the right to record police versus the limitations imposed on such activities within police stations.
Not with you. Who do I make a complaint with?
The chief's the best guy.
The chief's the best guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So make an appointment.
Okay.
What's up with that? What is it that you're looking for?
Well, I found the car that hit me on Friday. I was reporting it earlier. It's out back.
Okay, and what are you doing going in private property videotaping police cars?
What private property?
The property that's parked out back there posted as no trespassing, authorized personnel only.
I didn't see that.
Well, it's posted all over the entrances to that parking lot.
Interesting.
It is interesting, but it is also posted.
Okay.
You're subject to arrest for going back into private property.
Am I being
Videotaping
arrested?
police cars. Huh?
Am I being
I
arrested?
said you are subject to arrest.
Okay.
Despite these legal complexities, officers' conduct raised questions about their intentions and commitment to accountability. Their refusal to take Ms. Bay's claims seriously and their hindrance of her ability to file a complaint cast doubts on their willingness to engage transparently with civilian concerns. The encounter raised concerns about the potential misuse of laws to deter individuals from lodging complaints against law enforcement officers. In the aftermath of the incident, Ms. Bay submitted a Freedom of Information Act request to the Lynn's Record Department.
The officer in charge will be out with you when he gets a second.
Okay.
Talk to you and get your complaint.
Well, somebody does need to tell
Okay.
him that that's what's going
Well,
on.
if he's already done that, then your complaint has been filed and documented.
There's information that he literally doesn't have because I didn't have it until right now. when I went back, I found the car. So I would like to tell him that the car is back there, that it's been repaired, even though they didn't report it, I guess. Well, you know what, actually, I'm filming this for news gathering purposes at this point.
Yet her efforts were met with resistance, and it remains uncertain whether the department ever responded to her request. Her documentation of the event and her subsequent efforts to highlight the challenges faced by citizens seeking accountability and transparency within law enforcement agencies. Now, a succession of events took place in silence, revealing a network of deceit and criminality. Charlene, a member of the prison staff, started it all when she had an affair with an inmate. Charlene lost her job and could face legal consequences because federal law prohibits any sexual interactions between prison employees and inmates. A zero-tolerance policy against sexual assault in prisons was instituted after this occurrence.
Called our 911. Called her back, and she said then that he had a gun. They were asking them to leave. So I don't know anything since then.
Okay. So nobody's here has been injured?
No, that's what I told him when I called. He told me that he was nowhere.
At the same time, a frightening event took place in a residence. Authorities entered the building and found evidence of a fight in various locations. They found Kelly's motionless body in the kitchen, surrounded by evidence suggesting she had been murdered. The police had a quick and easy time zeroing in on William as their main suspect.
Which house?
This house right here.
Has anybody confirmed?
We have not confirmed. We just pulled up, just got what she stated.
All right, has anybody been in?
No, we just pulled up.
He's saying you're saying he called you.
Yeah.
Can we get anybody to the door? Where is he at?
We're having a approach.
All right, but I want to make sure he's not in here with a gun.
Kelly was a paramedic in Columbus, Georgia, who often went out of her way to help those around her. Those that knew her admired her, but Kelly kept a secret from everyone.
His formidable threat was due in no small part to his vast experience in SWAT and police tactics. But then, something out of the ordinary happened. The police were notified of William's car accident by phone call. They hurried to the hospital and quickly located their bleeding and battered suspect there. After William was released, the official investigation began in an interrogation room. Violation of office and possible complicity in Kelly's death were among the charges that loomed. William was asked about two women, Becky and Kelly, during the interview.
The purpose of this interview is just to talk to you about a case that we're working on, former Sergeant Talley. We knew you had some type of relationship with him, whether it was a personal relationship, whether it was a friendship, or just as a co-worker. But we'll let you answer those questions. So we'll just start with just some brief questions about your knowledge about former Sergeant Talley. How long have you known him?
Oh man, ever since he's been here, several years.
Okay. Do you have any idea about how long he's been working here at the police department?
I really don't. I mean, off the top of my head, I would imagine over 10 years. I would think, I don't know, probably 10, 12 years.
Okay.
I really don't know.
How long have you been working here?
28 years.
Kelly was his lover, but it later came out that William was married to another lady named Rebecca Talley. William's expression changed from one of bewilderment to one of evident anguish, yet his veracity remained in doubt. William's feelings bubbled to the surface as the investigator continued to pry. His anger seemed genuine to some extent, but there was also the sense that he was just using it as a ploy to shift blame away from himself and vent his discontent with his current situation. The tense interview ended when William finally got a lawyer. William Halley knew that the ins and outs of the police department, but he was still given a life sentence since the evidence against him was so strong.
Became a team leader, because at that point we'd always, if we had a mission, I'd always get with him and we would talk about the mission and get a game plan together, do our ops plan, and work that way.
It was a shock to all of us. I understand. It's a shock all the way around, man. Yeah, both sides. Both sides, believe me. It's like, how do you come to this place? I mean, and then trying to...
We're all human, man. See all that crap on Facebook and trying to blame the police. This ain't got nothing to do with police. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. It's two human beings.
That's right.
Some people snap sometimes, no matter what their career is.
Oh, there you go.
They'll be flipping burgers, they're gonna snap the same way if you a cop, a judge, or whatever. Ain't got nothing to do with your career,
I agree.
The only lead that the police had was that he left the crime scene in Kelly's vehicle. They knew he had not only received police training, but SWAT as well, so he would be difficult to find.
The complexity and intensity of feelings involved in this case exemplify the determination of law enforcement to bring about justice. The case of Matthew Boynton is a disturbing tale of duplicity, intrigue, and suspected police misconduct. Unlike most police investigations, this one took an unexpected route that left everyone perplexed.
Arrested without incident and sent to the hospital.
12. Okay.
Sally, you know me, right, bud?
We're taking him no matter what, right?
We're demanding it, yeah, remember? All right, brother. We're gonna take care of you now.
You ready for the handcuffs?
After William was cleared at the hospital, he was put into an interrogation room.
Hey, man. Want some water?
Sure. A cup of coffee?
You sure?
Well, we got a bottle of water here just in case you need it. Are you gonna be able to sit up for us?
Okay.
Back hurting you?
On April 15, 2016, officers discovered Jessica Boynton concealed in a closet with a gunshot wound to her head and a police-issued pistol in her hand. The county sheriff proclaimed her dead at the scene, but a medical evaluation at the hospital showed a completely different scenario. There were no gunshot wounds or bullets, only evidence of a blunt force attack to the back of her skull. Jessica's condition, while critical, did not support the sheriff's determination.
You know how long you been in the hospital?
Days.
Days. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm here to tell you I'm not your judge, man, okay? I'm not your judge. But we brought you over here. Hopefully we can get a better understanding of maybe what happened on Saturday, Sunday, and hopefully we'll get your side of that, and you can kind of help shed some light on what happened out there, okay? And maybe some of the events that might have led up to this. All right. But before we do that, we got all your information written down here on advice for rights form. You got a bachelor's degree, right? All right. And so we're going to evaluate your rights, and then we'll kind of go from there, okay?
Matthew Boynton, a key figure in this confusing case, emerged as a leading suspect. He stated he received a text message from Jessica indicating she was thinking about suicide. He contacted the police after hearing 2 gunshots from their residence. During the police interview, however, Matthew's discrepancies became apparent. When questioned about a bag containing Jessica's personal stuff, his dishonest actions became clear. Matthew's long and rambling response to a basic question concerning the bag indicated to the police that he was not telling the truth. The detectives had suspected him of hiding something before, but now they were convinced. This bag, which contained Jessica's clothes and was discovered in Matthew's possession, proved that he had lied under oath.
Read this bottom portion, and if you're able to, when I finish up, if you would just initial on these lines saying you understand, if you're able to, and then sign it for me. The bottom portion is a waiver of rights. Says, I have read or have had read to me the above rights, and I understand what my rights are. I am willing to make a statement and answer questions without having a lawyer present at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me.
Can I ask what my charges are?
Yeah, right now you're charged with murder. You're charged with violation of oath of office, and you're charged with possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime.
The bag theft may seem little, but exposed Matthew's credibility issue. Most of his information may be false if he lied about that. He resigned from the police after confessing to taking the bag and lying under oath. The assault on Jessica and that sad night went unresolved, darkening the case. Matthew was never charged with these major crimes, creating police corruption accusations. The county sheriff, his grandfather, had initially declared Jessica dead at the scene, raising his suspicions. The head trauma erased Jessica's memory, therefore the night's events are unknown. This story is a disturbing reminder of power abuse and unsolved questions.
Well, I can tell you who, if we can get started there. And it is Kelly. No! Don't do that. No! No! Sally, come on. Sally. Bill. Billy. No! No!
A small, poorly lit interrogation room was tense. Stephanie Eileen Lazarus, a former top detective, sat across from two others, anxious. This strange and unnerving dialogue took place in a chilly, calculated interrogation room. The detectives, aware of Stephanie's background, had deceived her into working on a confidential investigation. They promised her the interrogation room was the safest location to talk. Stephanie, plainly uneasy, fidgeted and looked around.
Bill, let me give you an analysis. Bill. Bill, no. Stop, Bill. Relax. Bill, stop. Relax.
I'm not here to judge you, man. Just stop. Just stop. Hey, you want some water?
I think you need to have a sip of water. Relax.
Stop. It's all unnecessary, Bill. If you don't want to talk to us, that's fine, but let's not do this, okay? Okay? Let's not do this, okay?
The 1986 murder of Sherry Rasmussen went unsolved for 23 years. Shot 3 times, Sherry was found dead at home. It was initially assumed to be a bungled burglary, but the inquiry failed. Due to her intricate love triangle with Sherry and John Rutten, Stephanie was a potential candidate based on fresh DNA evidence. The investigators approached John warily, sensing Stephanie's uneasiness. Stephanie's irritation was clear. Her breathing accelerated and she got defensive. She strongly denied murdering Sherry and demanded to know if she was suspected.
Billy, you don't want to talk to us? Are you aware that you have an attorney representing you or not?
Nobody's talking to me about anything.
Okay.
Stephanie hesitated when the competent detectives requested for a DNA sample, sensing the gravity of the issue. She considered legal representation. The investigators arrested her after gathering enough evidence during this tense conversation, despite her brief cooperation.
Who else did I hurt?
Right now you're hurting yourself.
I don't care about me.
Well,
who else did I hurt?
There's no one else.
I keep hearing when people whisper, or whispers.
You keep hearing whispers? Okay, well, what whispering do you hear?
No, tell me the truth.
Okay, there's no one else hurt. Okay. Everybody else is okay.
Kelly's dead.
Yes. Bill, let's not do this.
Take me back to jail.
Take you back to jail.
Take me back to jail.
All right. Calm down. We'll take you back. Okay?
Hey, look, why don't you sit up and hold your head up so all that blood don't rush to your head, okay? Sit up for me.
I can't.
Down. There you go. Sit up for me, man. Sit up. You got all that blood rushing down to your head. You know better than that, okay? Relax. Relax.
Months later, the courtroom would host this twisted drama's finale. Stephanie Lazarus was tried for murdering Sherry Rasmussen. The verdict was damning. First-degree murder. After 2 decades of hiding her guilt, Stephanie was sentenced to 27 years. The end of a famous investigator who had escaped justice for too long began with this weird and unsettling interrogation room showdown.
Law enforcement officers are seen as saviors of citizens. Their prime duty is to save people from being victims of crimes. But what if there are officers who are worse than the criminals they caught? These people should go beyond what you can imagine and commit the unthinkable. Who are these psycho cops? How were they caught? On number 2, we have Christopher Dorner. Christopher Dorner was a well-known police officer in the Los Angeles Police Department. He wanted to be a police officer throughout his childhood, and his dream came true when he joined the police force. He graduated from Southern Utah University with a good score. He had served in the military and had a clean record of his name. But things went downhill after a few years when he joined the police force. How far would you go for revenge? Christopher started receiving bad remarks as he accidentally shot fire and physically harmed a recruit. He also was not on good terms with the authorities. He also made allegations against a field training officer for physically hating a mentally unstable suspect. When the authorities ordered an investigation, everyone turned against Christopher. There were no victims or witnesses. Everyone spoke against the allegation, and this deeply affected Christopher. The investigation report came in, and Christopher was portrayed as a liar who was unfit for serving in the police force. He was fired, and it was more than what he could take. As years passed by, everyone forgot about the incident. Police officers moved on with their lives. But then, there was Christopher Dorner, fired from his dream job and lost his credibility. He was stamped as the big liar. The incident replayed in his mind over and over again. He challenged the decision of the LAPD in 2010, but nothing came in his favor. When we look into his personal life, we can see that his ex-girlfriend Ariana Williams spoke ill of him, and even went to the extent of warning others about his behavior. This disrupted Christopher's day-to-day activities, and he was not able to lead a reputed life. People started avoiding him and mocking him behind his back. His loved ones isolated him, and he was not included in any of the family gatherings. He started suffering from depression, and he lost his sense of mental well-being. He wanted to have a clean name, and he accused LAPD of their hidden agendas against him. What happened on 3rd February 2013, the entire department was shocked to know that Christopher shot police officers and a girl in Orange County. His first victims were Monica Kwan and Keith Lawrence. He killed them because it was Monica's father who was on the disciplinary committee and heard his statements about Christopher. He brutally shot them by saying that he would kill Monica and her partner Keith as they shouldn't get an opportunity to build a family, as that same opportunity was taken away from him by her father. Authorities became alert of the incident, and they started protecting the families of former policemen who were on bad terms with Christopher Dorner. He had prepared a manifesto where he pledged violence and vengeance against those who destroyed him and his possible life. He started shouting at more police officers, and the authorities offered more than $1 million for whoever found Christopher. Towards the east of Los Angeles, there was a small town named Big Bear Lake. Christopher was found hiding there. When the police came in, they found the owners of the condo tied up. When asked about Christopher, they came to know that he fled in their van. The police tracked him down, but he shot a sheriff and ran away. He found another hiding place, and the police threw a tear gas bomb at him. This act of theirs resulted in huge chaos as the place got fire and Christopher was inside. After a few minutes, they heard a gunshot. Well, Christopher ended him and his body burned in the fire. The medical team arrived immediately and identified his body. Christopher didn't bring harm to anyone who was not related to the police force. He did exactly as he started in the manifesto. He killed police officers and their loved ones for ruining his life. He thought that they were the ones who should suffer as they were the real liars. They destroyed his life and his family relations. Then, they went on with their life as if nothing happened. The story of Christopher is haunting as this psycho cop had a great backstory to his name. Many came in support of Christopher as they thought that what he did was right. Facebook groups were formed and a large number of people came in defending Christopher and his crime. They could relate to the atrocities of police officers and the justice delay due to the messed up police department system. A lot of them faced injustice, and knowing how Christopher took matters into his hands, they adored him for his braveness. The Los Angeles Police Department was shocked to know about the immense support Christopher received. They never expected such a criminal cop to get this amount of praise and support. The police officers became villains in the eyes of the majority. Psychologists said that Christopher Dorner is a product of the police department. They created a monster unknowingly. Many instances led him to lose his mind and commit all these crimes. The fact that he is a murderer never changes. It's just we have a better understanding of why he committed all these crimes. On number 1, we have Justin Volpe. Abner Luima, a Haitian immigrant, was detained by Justin Volpe and other police officers following a dispute that took place in that Brooklyn pub. Abner allegedly assaulted Justin and transported him to the police station, according to Justin. Then, using a wooden rod, he began beating Abner and sodomizing him. He used the same stick to forcefully insert it into Abner's mouth. Abner was transported to a nearby hospital, where he was informed that the police had found him acting homosexually. The medical staff did not take them. Justin's attack on Abner was already the subject of a rumor. This shocking attack triggered many people to start protesting against the unfair treatment of people by police officers. Their protest caught the media's attention, and the whole world came to know about this brutal attack. The NYPD was deeply affected as their integrity and honesty were being questioned. They had no option but to listen to what the public had to say and not protect Justin Volpe. The heinous torture he inflicted upon Abner cannot be forgotten. Meanwhile, Abner was recovering from his injuries. He lost his tooth and his private parts were deeply injured. When the case came to court, Eugene H. Nickerson ruled against Justin Volpe. He was given a 30-year prison term and ordered to make reparations of $277,000. Justin admitted that he attacked and sodomized Abner. He also said that he betrayed himself, the citizens, and his police department with his actions. He sought their forgiveness. His family was in disbelief as they couldn't believe that Volpe could do something brutal and heartless. His family was isolated as none of them wanted to have ties with such a psycho police officer's family. They were prepared to face the consequences of Volpe's action. Justin Volpe was not just a criminal, but he was a mastermind for pursuing his peers and physically attacking an innocent man. He made a web of lies to make sure that he will never be caught. His plans collapsed as he never expected Abner to receive public support. The news of his attack went viral, and this incident alone put light on many such forgotten crimes which happened in the last decade. Justin Volpe was put in jail, and he should serve his sentence there as he would never know when he will be attacked in the future. Many people strongly hate him and they might bring harm to him. The police officers have removed themselves from the friendship of Justin Volpe as they don't want to be associated with the crimes of Volpe. Abner has recovered, and he still hasn't moved on with the traumatic incident. He was shocked to see a police officer behaving inhumanly toward him. He couldn't defend himself as he was brutally beaten up and abused. He lost consciousness during the attack. He had to spend months in the hospital to recover from the severe injuries caused to his body. He received support and love from all around the world, and he even thanked everyone for their kindness. Justin Volpe wanted to remove himself from jail, and he tried to get out by pleading before the court. Judge Frederick Block recently denied Justin's plea for release, which he had made using the COVID defense. Justin is scheduled for release in 2025. Do you think Justin Volpe would hunt down Abner again, or would he be a changed man? Let us know in the comments.